What does it take to erase a god? Or more to the point, what does it take to erase 100 gods? For 2,000 years, the soul of ancient Egypt was woven from a rich and complex tapestry of divinity. There was the all-powerful sun god. Osiris, the lord of the underworld, his wife Isis, the mother goddess, Anubis, the jackal-headed guide of the dead. Their names and faces were carved into every temple, their stories whispered in every home. They were the eternal, unchanging bedrock of the world's greatest civilization. And then came the man who decided to burn that bedrock to the ground. This is not just a story of a forgotten pharaoh. It is the story of a revolution, a theological lightning strike so violent and so absolute that it shook Egypt to its very foundations, and for which history, in return, tried to delete its author from existence. Our story begins around 1353 BC, with the ascension of a new pharaoh. He took the throne with a conventional name, Amenhotep IV. He inherited a kingdom at the peak of its power and influence, an empire of staggering wealth and unshakable tradition. He was the steward of a 2,000-year-old faith, the high priest of the god Amun-Ra, the most powerful deity in the land. And for the first few years of his reign, he played the part. But something was festering in the young pharaoh's mind, a radical, dangerous idea. He began to speak not of the many gods, but of one, a single, universal, and all-encompassing deity. Not a god in human or animal form, but the pure physical disk of the sun itself, the Aten. In the 5th year of his reign, he made his move. He cast off his old name and everything it represented. He was no longer Amenhotep, servant of Amun. He was now Akhenaten, he who was of service to the Aten. It was a declaration of war. A war against his own culture, his own priests, his own history. Akhenaten decreed that the Aten was not just the greatest god, but the only god. He ordered the temples of the old gods closed. He sent workers throughout the empire with chisels and hammers to systematically deface and destroy the name of Amun-Ra, and even the plural word for gods, wherever they were found. Imagine the shock, the terror. It was as if a modern leader had declared all known religions illegal overnight and ordered their holy books burned. This was the world's first and perhaps most violent experiment in monotheism. But to truly worship his new god, Akhenaten needed a clean slate. He abandoned Thebes, the ancient capital of Egypt, and took his followers deep into the barren desert. There, at a site untouched by the influence of any other god, he built a new city from scratch, a shining, golden capital dedicated solely to the Aten. He called it Akhenaten, the horizon of the Aten. Today we know it as Amarna, and it is from the ruins of this fever dream in the desert that we get our only true glimpse into his world. For with his new religion came a new art. The stiff, formal, and perfected art of the pharaohs was shattered. In its place came a strange, almost unsettlingly naturalistic and fluid style. For the first time we see the pharaoh not as an invincible, muscle-bound god-king, but as a human being. The art of Amarna shows Akhenaten with a strange, elongated skull, a potbelly, and spindly limbs. It shows him in startlingly intimate scenes with his famously beautiful wife, Queen Nefertiti. We see them kissing. We see them mourning a lost child. We see them playing with their daughters, bathing them in the life-giving rays of the Aten. It is a vision of a royal family, a holy family, unlike anything Egypt had ever seen. It was a golden age of love, revolution, and art. Or was it? While Akhenaten and Nefertiti lived in their sun-drenched utopia, the rest of the empire was crumbling. Letters from foreign kings found in the ruins of Amarna plead for the pharaoh's attention, begging for help as his provinces fall to enemies. The economy, once fueled by the powerful temples he had closed, was likely in turmoil. Was this a beautiful spiritual awakening, or the fanatical obsession of a madman who let his kingdom fall apart while he chased the sun? And then the mystery deepens. In the 12th year of Akhenaten's reign, his most beloved partner, Nefertiti, the beautiful queen, whose face is an icon of the ancient world, vanishes. She simply disappears from all records. Was she cast out? Did she die? Some Egyptologists believe she may have even become a co-pharaoh, ruling under a different name. We simply don't know. The golden dream was beginning to show cracks. A few years later, Akhenaten himself died, and the backlash was immediate and merciless. Egypt turned on its memory with a fury. His son, a young boy named Tutankhaten, was put on the throne. The priests of the old gods wasted no time. They forced the boy king to abandon the city of Amarna, to move the court back to Thebes, and to change his own name, erasing the last trace of the heretic's god. He became Tutankhamun, the living image of the old, true god, Amun. The city of Akhenaten was left to the wind and the sand. Akhenaten's temples were torn down, his statues smashed. His name was chiseled from every king list, every monument. It was an act of damnatio memoriae, a condemnation of memory. The goal was not just to kill a man, but to kill his very existence, to make it so that no one would ever know he had even lived. And they almost succeeded. For 3,000 years, he was a ghost, a missing chapter in the story of Egypt. He only re-emerged from the darkness with the discovery of his abandoned city in the 19th century. Akhenaten's revolution failed, but his ghost poses a profound question. Was he a madman who brought his country to the brink of collapse? Or was he a visionary, a man so far ahead of his time that the world was not ready for him? He is a haunting reminder that history is written by the victors, and that beneath the sands of our accepted stories lie the buried kingdoms of the heretics, the dreamers and the kings who dared to look directly into the sun.